Welcome to another cracking edition of the MCDFNL Netball A-Grade Show. I'm Grace Bibby, joined by Chris Yeendy. How are you, mate?
Oh, pumped. Another great week in netball and a lot of great conditions over the weekend. Fantastic. Really excited with how the weekend went.
Yeah, the weather was absolutely atrocious. Probably more on Sunday than on Saturday, so the Maryborough League were lucky on that front.
Absolutely, and I was able to get out to a few grounds where we saw some great games, so I was happy. I was heading out to Avoca and Denali, and I know the Denali Maryborough game was probably one of the games of the season from all reports. So look, it's just been blessed. I think it's fantastic. It
is. It's great to be back into it. So we'll roll through round 8 games. So Avoca and Newstead, it was a big win for Avoca. Yeah,
great win there by the other Bulldogs, and certainly a big crowd down there that enjoyed the day. And to go out and win by 35 goals against the Newstead side is probably lacking a little bit of confidence. We probably expect Avoca to come out and win these games, and they're certainly in the mix where they need to be. Well, they're going to be jostling for positions in the top 8, so for them to win that game was really important for them. And good to see Maddie Egan on fire, just a lazy 50 goals. Yeah. She was fantastic and outscored Newstead on her own, but it goes to show when she's up and about, she's very, very hard to stop. Yeah,
and that's it. Big goal shooters are hard to come by, and accurate shooters even more so. So congratulations on a 50-goal game. That's a huge effort. And another big game, Carisbrook-Malden. Carisbrook got the job done and got it done easily, Yeendy.
Yeah, and I think that's the concerning part, because I know it will probably sound like a broken record, but Malden's start to the season very impressive. I think they won 3 of their first 4 games or something to that effect. Feels like a long time ago, that first month of the season, and they showed a lot of potential that maybe they were going to be one of those teams that are going to finish in that 6th to 8th bracket, but they've really fallen away in Carisbrook. They've really made a statement there to win by 50-odd goals like they did there. That's shades of what Carisbrook did to Navarre back in round 1, a similar sort of scoreline there, and it's frightening if you're the opposition team coming up against the Redback side. They're starting to get that machine going again, and they're not only just beating sides, but they are taking them with a sword.
Yeah, 100%. Couldn't agree more. And the big games kept on coming. Navarre were on the wrong end of it this time around. Harcourt way too strong.
This is probably the most shocking result of the weekend, you'd think here. A 54-goal win to Harcourt. This was a game where we did say last week it could have gone either way. Navarre's momentum was going really, really well. They'd won about 4 or 5 games in a row and really starting to build up on their percentage. But then this game happened, and now it's certainly thrown a bit of a spanner in the works in their plans.
Yeah, it certainly has. We keep saying the Jess Parry factor is huge in this one, and it was the case again on the weekend.
Do you think in this case here that her being there, would that have made much of a difference? Or Harcourt was just in... They knew they desperately needed to win this one, didn't they? And they needed to make a statement, and I think they did in this game.
Yeah, they've certainly made the statement. Navarre were coming all guns blazing, and they've certainly been stopped in their tracks. So it's good to see it. Like we keep saying, it's good to see other clubs on top of the ladder. Exactly
right there, and it's certainly a great win there by Harcourt, who will certainly insert themselves into the premiership mix.
Yeah, 100%. And Lexton are 40-goal winners over Talbot, another blowout in our round 8 of netball.
Yeah, at Talbot, again, the season that started so well has really started to drop off. Lexton are really starting to build some momentum. They were in the bottom half of the ladder for a little while this season, but they've started to get some wins on the board. And that win against Royal Park a few weeks ago really fired their season up, and they've started to consolidate now. And good to see. I think it was Rachel Phelan. She was outstanding. She scored 36 goals, and really the Tigers put the foot down in the second half to record a very, very important win for them.
Yeah, it's good to see Rach up and about. She's obviously been a interleague coach for us before, so we certainly know she's capable, and it's good to see that she's still out on court doing what she does best. Another big win. Natty Bialba way too strong for Campbell's Creek.
Yeah, I think this says more about where Natty Bialba is sitting at the moment. They needed to... They've had an interesting patch this season where they've been playing well, but they've gone out here and played their best game of the season, no doubt about that at all. They're 24 goals up at quarter time, and they really put the foot down to hold a team like Campbell's Creek, who had some confidence in recent weeks, to less than 10 goals for the first 3 quarters is fantastic. And the beauty is they just kept pumping the goals through. That was a really good win by them, and that's a statement for them to the rest of the competition.
And Trentham, arguably our A-grade premiership favourites at this point in time, still Another 4 points for them as well.
Yeah, difficult conditions over there on the day. Very slippery conditions. Having a chat to some of the players over the weekend. But look, they were just happy to get the job done against the Royal Park side that, unfortunately for them, I think they're on the bottom of the ladder now. So Trentham were just happy to come away with the win, and no doubt Royal Park to go out and score 30-odd goals in those conditions was fantastic, because the court was quite slippery, but both teams handled it really well and came out with a good result for both sides, I think. I think Royal Park would be happy with that.
Yeah. And obviously there was a round of big results across the board, and then we finished with a very exciting one with Denali and Maryborough Rovers. Yeah,
probably one of the matches of the season. The way things have sort of progressed between the two sides. The Rovers were up by 10 goals at 3/4 time, and the Eagles soared back into contention. They trailed by 16 points, so I think they trailed by as much as 19 goals or something like that at one stage during the game. And Denali just finished stronger in that second half, and that's probably the best comeback of the year, I think. To be 16 goals down at half time, no team has come from that far down to come away and walk away with points, to put it to that effect. And 10 goals down and scoring 17 goals to 7 in the final term was absolutely fantastic. So you really can't fault the effort there for the Eagles. And Rovers, that'll be one that they'll be disappointed with. They had that well and truly in the bag, and it was a game that when we're talking about top 4 spots, the bottom part of the top 4, this was a game that could determine that. So I think Rovers will be disappointed, but to come away with 2 points against the Denali side that soared back into contention, I think they'll take that.
Yeah, probably both teams happy to take those 2 points. We'll roll into round 9, Yeendy. We've got plenty happening, and it'll be very exciting. So, Maldon and Harcourt, what are your thoughts on that one?
This is going to be a tough game here for the Bombers, who have slipped away, but Harcourt will be too strong and continue on that great win against Navarre last week. Yeah,
I think they'll be too strong too. And Maryborough Rovers, obviously very disappointed in their last quarter last week. Can they bounce back against a tough Natty Bialba?
I would have said if Natty Bialba hadn't have played as well as they did on the weekend, and maybe instead of an 80-goal margin, it might have been around a 40 or 50-goal margin. Could have been different, but I think anyone that fronts Natty Bialba in that sort of form has got to be a bit concerned about. So as Rovers desperately needed that win on the weekend, Natty Bialba, that performance there could beat Trentham, I think. So I think no one could beat them based on that effort, and I don't think it will happen this weekend.
Yeah, and Navarre, they need to bounce back, but they come up against a firing Lexington.
Yeah, this is a massive game for both sides. I'd like to see Lexington continue on the great form they've built probably in the last 3 or 4 weeks, and an upstage apple cart for Navarre. Yeah,
and Trentham come up against Newstead at home, as in Newstead are at home. Trentham, can you see them getting beaten?
No. No, that's in a word, no. Newstead played all right on the weekend here, but Trentham, again, until they give us a reason to tip against them, we can't.
Yeah, and we've got Royal Park, who are towards the bottom of the ladder, taking on Carisbrook, another tough match for Royal Park.
Yeah, that's going to be very concerned, because Carisbrook have come off a massive win on the weekend as well, having restricted Maldon to less than 10 goals. It's going to be a tough day for them, and I think Carisbrook will be too strong.
And Talbot and Campbell's Creek, not 2 of the stronger teams in the competition, but it should be a good game.
A chance that Campbell's Creek can win this one and get their second win on the board, and I'm going to go an outsider and say that they'll bounce back from their effort against the Swans last week, and they will pinch a win here.
And rounding out the competition, Denali take on Avoca.
This will be one of the great matches to watch this season between 2 quality sides. I don't know, I'll flip of the coin. I thought a draw was unlikely on the weekend between the Eagles and the Rovers, but we could probably say that here, but I'll probably say Denali only just.
No worries. Well, thanks for joining us, Yeendy. Good luck to everyone on the weekend. Hope you stay dry and the sun comes out a little bit.
No worries. Thanks for having me.